Hello and welcome to a new video series that I don't have a title for at the time of recording, but I'm sure I'll come up with something very clever and punny because of puns. As part of my ongoing commitment to trying and getting more videos out the door, even if we are really busy or I'm having a freak out about some of the bigger video projects, I thought I'd start doing something about the music I'm listening to. I used to get this thing when I had a radio show at university where I'd get a song stuck in my head for a while and it wouldn't leave until I played it on the radio. And I've been having that a little bit with a few songs recently, and I don't have a student radio show anymore, and they don't let you just do whatever the hell you want on radio shows if you're not a student. So I thought maybe video would be a good idea to kind of get that out. Today's song is called My Cruel Joke by Soulwax, off this here album, much against everyone's advice. And this is an interesting point in their career because they started off as a straightforward rock band who did some very good stuff. I like their first album. And then they brought in a few more electronic influences and went for a more interesting sound with this one. And then they did a load of DJ mashup stuff and got really famous. They've kind of gone back and forth. I was really interested to see there's a new film, Belgica? It just came out this year, where they've done like 16 different songs, all by different fictional bands. So they provided the entire soundtrack. I'm really excited to see what that turns out like. My Cruel Joke is showing a bit of that electronic influence coming in now. It's not just straightforward guitar rock song, although there is a really good rocking out bit towards the end. But actually the majority of the song is just, it's very noirish. It's like really atmospheric. I'm also a big fan of slightly non-standard time signatures, so the fact that it changes a little bit, the rhythm changes later on in the song, for the bridge is really satisfying. It's an example of taking a lot of different things and not going overboard on experimenting with them, but just using them in a way that no one else has quite used and that just absolutely nails a feeling, and it's a wonderful track. One thing which you'll pick up on if I do this series on a long-term basis is I'm a big fan of a lot of Belgian bands. I think certain key bands from that scene that became famous and other influences they draw on make their sound really interesting, where even some of the more straightforward rock bands still just sound very fresh and different from the stuff that we're used to listening to from the UK and the US. I actually had to re-buy the album for this one because it turned out that I owned the British release, which is missing 3 tracks because apparently we don't get to have nice things. And one of the tracks that was missing was My Cruel Joke. Like I say, it's one of the standout songs. It is one of the ones where they're really using samples a lot more than most of the other stuff on there. So it kind of bridges the gap between like different styles of stuff that they've been working on, and it's just such a tune. I don't know why it wasn't on the English version. Make sure you get the European release wherever possible. I believe the US release had like 12, 13 tracks on it, so it wasn't missing all of them, but it was still missing tracks, and it's a really good album. That's about it for this song. As I said, the idea is to get lots of little videos out, often just with songs I happen to be interested in. I hope this series is interesting to at least some of you some of the time. There'll probably be a lot of different types of music going up because I do like a lot of different genres, so do let me know if you think anything particularly did or didn't work, and I shall bear it in mind for future videos.